A few weeks ago, I was delighted to welcome Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall to Longmeadow to show her around the garden. I knew that she herself is a keen gardener, and I wanted to find out what she most enjoys growing.
I grow almost anything. It's sort of, I just like things sort of evolving in a bed. Lupins. I never really took in lupins much before, but I've suddenly developed a sort of passion for them. And if you keep deadheading them, they keep on popping up.
They've been very good this year.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love delphiniums. My goodness me, they are a problem.
What's your problem with them?
You know, I put in all the pea sticks to keep them going, but if you stake them, I don't know, they just look a bit false.
I agree. I mean, I always feel with supporting, it should look as though you haven't done it.
Exactly. It's just some of them get so big.
And then you cut them back?
And I cut them back, but this year they've shot up there. Yeah. Then we got that monsoon the other day, and they snapped off. I could hardly bear it. Really? They're friends, you know, and they've had their heads chopped off.
And as well as those garden favourites, I discovered that the Duchess also shares my own love for dahlias.
Do you grow a lot?
I grow quite a lot. There's a huge one. I think it's called Black Knight. Or,
yes, I know.
Well, and it grows and grows.
Yeah,
I didn't put it in very long ago. I was away 2 days, so I came back and it was the same size as me. Once you put them in the ground and they get going, they shoot up.
But you take them in winter?
I take them in.
But do you get much time to garden?
Not nearly enough. In an ideal world, I'd like to be in the garden all day, every day. But when I get a moment, I'm there all day long. Yeah. But I like here, I like things spilling into it. I'm not a very neat gardener.
If you're confident, you can let things do what they want to do.
Because nature is so clever, isn't it? You know, it just happens.
And presumably you garden organically. You'd probably be in trouble if you didn't.
I'd be in dead trouble if I didn't. And I just love being outside and, you know, and smelling everything is so lovely.
I mean, certainly a garden without fragrance is an impoverished place, isn't it?
And what I love is when the orange blossom, you get that first smell of them. Yeah. That, to me, is the sort of sign that spring's on the way and everything's getting better.
The Duchess has a keen interest in growing good vegetables. But as we headed towards the Longmeadow vegetable garden, someone couldn't resist stealing the show.
Come here. What is it? You being naughty?
Where's your ballie? What have you done with your ballie? I can see she's rather keen on the cameras.
Maybe.
Now she's what's
done.
Composed.
Come here. What is it? Come here. Mel. What is it? Oh. Come on. Come on.
She's got a few words to say.
Yes. So we grow everything in raised beds here.
And it seems that the Duchess faces exactly the same challenges that all gardeners do.
I'm very lucky. I've got a big vegetable garden, but you get the mice, the voles this year, all at the asparagus roots, and then they've got into the strawberries, so you can never win. There's always something.
I think you just have to accept that there are some things that are just not going to go for you this year, you know, whatever it might be.
Having seen Nellie get royal attention, Patty wanted to get in on the act too.
Yeah, hello, Pat. Hello. You come to see us?
I'm here. Well, very sweet, wonderful. I might take you home with me.
Huge character.
Very little, but you keep everybody else in order.
Good year for courgettes.
Do you eat all your courgettes?
We grate them. We have them with pasta.
Yes.
They make a very good salad. We slice them and then put them on a dry griddle.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, which is very good. Beetroot, chard. We love chard.
Chard is delicious.
I prefer it to spinach, really. And,
oh, do you? Yeah. I could live on spinach.
If you get your timing wrong, spinach bolts very fast.
I know. Yeah. All mine's bolted at the moment.
Well, it will in this weather.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Yeah. Carrots.
Carrots.
Celeriac.
Have the carrots been quite good this year?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, the carrots, as you know, can be very hit and miss.
Oh, good. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I had last year. They all went, but I think they got eaten.
Yeah.
I sort of gave up last year.
There's always next year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
I wanted to show the Duchess the Paradise Garden, which is inspired by Islamic gardens, as I've always admired the one at Highgrove, created by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales.
Nice just having the bit of water in the middle.
It's very restful to come and sit in here. You know, there's a calming influence.
There is something very good. I could sit in here for hours.
And as we enjoyed the tranquility of the water, the Duchess shared her thoughts on how important gardens and gardening can be for our well-being.
I think gardens got people through COVID. They realised how special a garden was and what they could do with it. They could become inventive. Even if they hadn't before, they could start growing vegetables. It was a sort of spiritual experience for them. They discovered a sort of affinity with the soil, didn't they? You can go into a garden, you can completely lose yourself. You don't have to think about anything else. You're surrounded by nature. You know you've got birds singing, you've got bees buzzing about. There is something very healing about gardens.
Is there any particular job you like doing?
I love pruning. My mother taught me, she taught me how to prune. At the time I thought it was the most boring thing. Oh, goodness, this is boring, having to sit for hours with the secateurs and watch her. And now I'm so grateful. To prune properly is quite difficult, isn't it? I mean, you don't learn it overnight.
No.
And I love actual planting.
You actually like the connection with the soil?
Oh, I love the connection with the soil, yeah.
Is there anything that you plan to do in gardening that you haven't done and yet you would like to do?
I've got a little bit of a woodland garden that I've started, and I would love to build that up more. And I'd love to put down swathes of bulbs, and I'd also like to have a proper wildflower meadow. At the moment, I've got a bit, but the grass has sort of taken over, and we're going to have another go this year planting more seeds, because I think, especially now, it's ever more important to have these wildflowers. I mean, if we're going to keep on attracting, you know, butterflies and bees, I think that's very important.
And I suppose I have to ask you, do you watch the programme?
Of course I do, Monty.
Do you do the jobs?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
No, if I've got time, I do. The thing about gardening is you're never going to know it all, are you? You just learn every day. I'm sure you learn every day. I mean, people love that. You know, they go to your programme, they learn something new, and they rush out into their garden and they put it into practice.
You must lead the most incredibly busy, sort of regimented life. I imagine the garden is a solace.
It's a complete, I mean, it's my sanctuary. A couple of hours in the garden and all is well with the world.